What's up YouTube, Honeybee here, and this video is going to be all about why the EVO brackets in their current state are pretty bad. If you talk to anyone in the NRS community that's been looking at their brackets, I believe we all have been saying that it's really poorly seeded, poorly done in general. This video is going to kind of go over why. Before anyone says, Honeybee, you need to submit feedback via the website, blah, blah, blah. I have submitted feedback, but the problem with that is they don't really give you that much space to go over everything, and there's a lot to go over. And me making this video is, I don't think they're actually going to take all my suggestions or whatever, but they may not. But it's more so just a way for me to just let you guys know what's going on. Some people really look forward to these videos that I've been doing, so I'm happy for that. And yeah, I'll just go over some of these brackets. I won't be probably all these brackets, and take it from there. The first problem with this is it's 24 brackets. Displaying one of 24. There's 24 total brackets, and this poses like an immediate problem when you have two people making it out of pools, because what this does is you'll see that this is the out of pool phase, where what they do is they have 8 top seeded pools that get a bye first round. So if you make it out of your pool first round, you immediately go into winners round 2. Whereas if you're in pool, and that's if you're pool 1 to 8. So they put like the seeds. These are the people like with check marks that they gave seeds, and they would be skipping essentially round 1 and going straight to round 2. Whereas if you're in pools 9 through 24, you'd actually have to make it out of pools. Play another pool's winner, and then you get to play someone else. So it sucks for anyone that's in those pools because they have to fight an extra opponent, which definitely sucks. I think I saw a pig tweet something about they made it like a 512 man bracket. By the way, Evo has like 363 entrants for Injustice, so Pig said that like they made it a 512 man bracket because it's the next highest from a 256 bracket, and if you can't do a 256 bracket, you have to jump up, and that could be the reason why it's like that. I feel like they should still have the ability to just make 32 pools and then have a top 64 after pools, so that everyone has to fight someone. You can still do 32 pools and just have less people per pool. It doesn't have to be this way, in my opinion. I don't think it has to be this way, but that's essentially why it's so messed up right now, is that they have 8, like the way I see it is like 8 top seeded pools, where those 8 pools, if you make it out in winners, you go straight to round 2, and then if you're in the other 16 pools, you make it out, you have to fight someone, and then you go and fight whoever made it out of their pool. That went straight to winners round 2. So that's kind of messed up. But another thing that is definitely messed up is they don't even give Sonic Fox a top 8 seed. And if you guys saw any of my videos about IPS points and stuff, IPS Season 2 currently has Bio, Tweety, Samij, Gross, myself and Sonic tied. After that is Hayate, and then I want to say yeah, Scar. So that should be like the top 8 seeds, but as you can see, they actually made Nubcakes one of those, and they completely pushed out Sonic and put him into the 9th seed. So that doesn't really make any sense. There's literally 0 reason for Sonic Fox to be a 9th place seed, so that definitely needs to be adjusted, I would say. As well, if we can just go over the pools in general, and they're not really looking all that good. If you look at the first pool here, we have Bio, Young Monster here. I'm not too sure about any of these guys. No one here actually deserves a seed. I see ATPs here, but the thing is like Young Monster, if he's gonna be in the same pool as Biohazard, sure, but he needs to be at least on the other end of the bracket, in my opinion. There's no reason he should fight Bio like right after, and it shouldn't be Bio's first match. Like if they're gonna be in the same pool, he definitely should be on the other side of the bracket. You can just look at like I know tournaments should be seeded based off of offline results, but if you know that there are people that are consistently strong online and they've been doing well in online tournaments like War of the Gods, they can. I think that's enough reason to at least put them on the opposite end of the bracket. Not necessarily have them completely moved out, but to put them on the opposite end of the bracket, I think is completely justified. So yeah, that's the problem I think with that first pool. I'm gonna try not to take too long on these pools because there's 24 of them, so that's a lot. In this pool, you see that you have Tweety here. No one else is really a seed, and then you see Basics is on the other end. I know Tweety doesn't like this because him and Basics are like training partners. Technically speaking, I don't know if they can change anything about that because they can switch it for sure if you're from the same region and you're actually like offline training partners, but if you're online training partners, I don't know about that, but I do know that's not something that Tweety wants to have in his path. Whether or not they could change that, I'm actually not too certain about. We have this pool with Samij. He doesn't really have anyone seated on his end, and then Big D and Pause I see are on the other end. That's like fine, I guess. I think that's like fine. Gross is here. No other seeds here, and then he just has Perfect Legend here, who doesn't even play the game. This pool is like, I would say, super light. I don't think it should be that light, but yeah, let's move on. We have Nubcakes is here. Like this technically should be Sonic Fox's pool, I think. I think they need to switch that. He doesn't really have any other seeds, I don't think. Yeah, unless this is DJ Homies, but still. Yeah, like this pool is definitely light. There's not really people here. And then this is my pool, and I have Hero Killer Stain first round. After that, potentially Too Easy, and then I also have Lord V Noodles here, who is a strong player, decently well known, I think. Tony Jabreaker, a strong online player. These guys, so I have Hero Killer Stain, Too Easy, Noodles, and Tony Jabreaker in this pool. That's pretty stacked, considering how some other pools are. I think Hero Killer Stain is like a player that has shown he's very strong, has been doing really well in War of the Gods online. I'm not saying that he should be just moved out of my pool, but I do think he should be on the other end of the bracket. I do think some of these people could be moved to other brackets that are just not that stacked to just beef them up a bit. But yeah, that's the way my pool is currently looking. We have Hayate's pool. So right up until this point, like the top seeds are who they should be besides Nubcakes right now. Like I think Nubcakes and Sonic Fox just somehow got switched, but they definitely need to switch them back because the rest of these seeds are actually in IPS Season 2 order. It's just Nubcakes and Sonic Fox got switched somehow. So here, Hayate's here. There's no other like top seeds, but there are like solid players. Like you have Dijon, I think Ludi might be pretty good, Skeezer pretty good. So like the bracket, this one I would say is fine. See, and then Scar, who I think should be the 8th seed, is here. He has Newbie over here, Revolver, and Waz here. So this is like another one of those pools where it's probably fine, but honestly, they should be putting Newbie into the bottom end of the bracket, in my opinion, and then just switching him with like someone else, maybe Revolver. Yeah. And so this is the next round of pools. So this is where they put Sonic Fox. I believe this should be in Upcake's his pool. They have like King Raj, okay, Krusty's here, Oki's here, Tiger's here. Like this pool is, I would say, on the more stacked end of things when comparing to some of the other pools. They could definitely move someone like Krusty to a lighter pool, and then I think after that they need to move Sonic Fox and Nubcakes. They need to switch them, and then I think it would be fine. But then, like overall, I do think they need to just kind of scrap pools in a way and just make 32 pools, because there's a lot of people in these pools. Like they could make 32 pools with just significantly less people per pool, and then after that way there's a top 64, and then the tournament would look like a normal bracket. So then we have Rewind here. He doesn't really have any other top seeds or whatever in his path. Like I see Max Ninja's here and I see Jera's here, but they're like not top seeds. So yeah, I do think that this pool is definitely on the lighter end of things. Tekken Masters here. Like John Nitty's here, but yeah, I do think this is more so on the lighter end of things. Godaviz is here. I think he's solid, but yeah, in terms of like seeding wise, I think it's on the lighter end. White Boy's here. See, this is another thing. I don't think it should be this way. Killer Jinox should not have to fight someone and then have White Boy as like White Boy's first opponent. Honorashi's here. Dragon's here, which if Dragon were going and competing, that would definitely be a no-no, but Dragon's not going, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. But this pool definitely does look on the more stack side of things, because you have White Boy, Killer Jinox, Honorashi's here. Cyfox and Jay are here. This is one of those pools that I definitely would say is on the more stacked side of things, and that's when I'm not even counting Dragon. It should definitely be adjusted. First off, I think Killer Jinox should be moved to at least over here so that White Boy wouldn't have him first round. But I do think this pool could be switched. Like Killer Jinox could be put into a completely different pool, honestly, and just beefing up a weaker pool instead, and then maybe this pool would be okay, even though it would still be a little bit stronger. But I think if Killer Jinox was moved and put into like a weaker pool that I have stated recently, I think that would be fine. Here we have this is like another thing, like Flappy. Like no, Flappy's not really technically a seed because he doesn't really have offline placements, but if you're in the community, you should know some of the stronger names. So like in this situation, I would definitely just say at least put Flappy on the other end of the bracket. But then the thing is, other than that, there's not really any seeds in this bracket outside of Silvereye. So like this is one of the weaker pools, I think, as well, that you could be moving someone into. Let's move on. Deoxy's here. Is there any other? Not really. There's not really any other seeded players, I would say. There's like people like Lumia and Armor that I know of, but not necessarily seeded players in this pool. Probably one of the lighter ones here that they could beef up. Katana Prime is here. DJT and Blackout. This path could be okay. Probably put DJT to the other end of the bracket and have him with the same size as Blackout, and then this one's probably an alright bracket if they were to switch that around. We have Shark Teeth here with Vendetta. This is definitely a pool that they should be putting Vendetta on the opposite end of the bracket. Probably put one more guy that's like ran another like notable name in maybe, or maybe put Vendetta and Matrix. But yeah, like there's no reason that all three of these guys should be on the top end of the bracket. They should be switching that, because the bottom end of the bracket's definitely too light. It doesn't really make sense. I don't know who's making these brackets, by the way, but they need to have like someone involved in the NRS community to like check over, because it doesn't make sense. Ominous is here with Rev Leafing on his side. Big Boy's here too. Punk on the other side. So this bracket is kind of okay, but they should, I would say, put at least put one of Rev Leafing and Big Boy onto the other end, and then I would think it would be okay. But right now, top end of the bracket is too stacked, bottom end of the bracket's too light, so that should be changed around in my opinion. We have Gur here. I see Jackal's here, but there's really no other seeded players here outside of Gur. This is definitely one of the pools that I think needs to be beefed up by putting one of those strong players in the other pools mentioned into here. Foxy, I'm not even 100% sure if he's going, but he's here. Forever King, Patient Impulse over here. This one might be okay, I think, but like Foxy and King in the same pool when you have some of these other way lighter pools doesn't really make sense. They should probably be split, I would think, and put like switch. This is one of those things where you could just switch like Forever King with I don't know, one of those other names in the other pools with like less known, because King and Foxy are both like definitely stronger. The thing is, I'm not really sure why actually why is Foxy the top seed here and not King? Because King should be higher seeding wise than Foxy, so that doesn't even make sense in itself. Okay, let's go on. We have here Dizzy, top seed. Slips is strong player. There's Nikki, but yeah, this is probably another one of those pools that, yeah, this pool doesn't really make sense in terms of who's the top seed. Slips is a strong player. I don't know if they even know that when they're making these pools, but yeah, this one is definitely needs to be adjusted, I would say. Nyx is here with Infinity, but yeah, this is definitely a lighter pool, so this is one of those pools that they could definitely move things around. Like this is one of those well, actually no, I think Foxy might have been with Nyx previously, so I wouldn't put them in the same pool again. But yeah, this is another pool that is too light and should be switched around. Theo is here because, like, technically speaking, I don't think I need to take a look at the IBS points so I can say why things are wrong. But yeah, Theo's here with Coach Steve. Technically speaking, I guess it could be an okay pool because there's two strong players. But yeah, let's move on. We have this pool. Buffalo is top seed. Oh, is Hamu like going? But yeah, there's really no one else here that's a top seed. Guamo is a strong player, but yeah, the pool itself is kind of, yeah, it doesn't really make sense. And then we have this pool that has Dab, has Illusions. Pool could be all right, I guess. But yeah, so that's the end of the pools. There's a lot wrong with them, I would say. Some of these pools, I think from what I can remember, I think White Boy and my pool has the most amount of players that are probably like most amount of strong players that should be switched around, I think. And then there's just like various other pools that are just way too weak, but I think, yeah, having 24 pools doesn't really make sense. Only 2 people make it out of pools, by the way, so like that makes it a top 48, and that's not a number that works because you need to have like a top You need to have like a top either 32, a top 16, a top 32, or a top 64 for it to actually make sense. Top 48, I think, might be able to work if they did 3 out of pools, but I'm not 100% certain on that. So those pools definitely need to be adjusted. Yeah. Let's take a quick look at IPS points. But all right, so this is what IPS points are currently for the Season 2 of Pro Series. This is what I'm talking about, by the way, where Sonic Fox and Nubcakes, they switched for some reason. Just as a side note, they didn't even make the numbers right. Like, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would also be 5, but then it would technically be like 5, 6. Hayate would be 7, and then Scar would be the 8th seed. So that's how it should be. So all the placements are correct outside of Sonic Fox and Nubcakes. For some reason, they switched them. But then, yeah, these should be like the top guys. So then, like, you would have Nubcakes as like 9th seed, Rewind as 10th seed. And after that, Tekken Master 11th seed, and White Boy 12th seed, because these are Guncho, Mantis, and Happy Pow aren't going. And then, so that'd be 12th seed, 13th seed, 14th seed, 15th seed, and 16th seed. So you can't, there is like, they're not even tied. They're not even tied in points. So you could do that. Like, they could have these people as all as like the top seeds, but then for some reason they didn't quite do it right, because they put like, I know Shark Teeth that has his own seed, Ominous, Gur, Foxy, Dizzy. So yeah, they didn't give King his own seed. What did, hold on. Oh wait, no, because they have 24 pools, that's why. So then, yeah, them making 24 pools gives like 16 seeds, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 seeds. Is that why? Maybe. I think that's it. So that's like 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. But then dab there. So like, I don't know. I think they might have actually looked at IPS points and then looked at who's going, and they might have actually made the top 24 seeds based off of IPS points. But they definitely switched Nubcakes to Sonic Fox. And then they just poorly balanced the other pools, I would say. So that's kind of my take on what the pools are like currently. I do think they should be switched. If they don't get switched, then let's take a look at that. Hold on. All right, so if pools don't get switched, by the way, we can look at the prediction thing. Let me load this up real quick. It's actually going kind of slow. Okay. So if pools don't get switched, this is what they predict to happen. Like, they predict Bio, Scar, Gross, Nubcake, Sweetie, Hayate, Samich, myself to make it out in winners. For some reason, they predict Sonic Fox to make it out in winners and then lose to Scar. But I think that the reason that it's doing that is because the system has like built-in like seeds and stuff. So the system believes Bio to be the #1 seed. Therefore, they're gonna believe Bio to actually win the whole tournament here. Yeah, it's kind of weird the way the predicting thing works, but yeah, I think this definitely should be adjusted. Whether or not it will be adjusted, I don't know. Evo kind of has like a track record of not doing NRS justice in certain situations, so we'll see what happens. But those are basically my thoughts on the brackets right now. I think it's weird, should be adjusted, and yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Maybe the next one will be another bracket video. Maybe they'll change it, maybe they won't. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Later.